A woman can't raise a man. I know women in this place right now that eye me. You can't. You're not built for it. A single mother cannot raise a man properly.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your most preferred channel up where we share updates about trending issues. Nollywood has never been short of drama, both on and off the screens. But in the past few weeks, one man has stood at the very center of heated conversations, angry backlashes, and endless online debates. That man is no one else but Iyke. From controversial statements that he made online that shook single mothers across Nigeria and Africa to a very messy beef with his fellow actor Gideon Okeke over movie budgets, injuries on set, and even accusations of misleading Prime Video. This is not just another Nollywood gist. This is a saga that cuts deep into parenting, professionalism, and the very big reputation of our Nollywood movie industry. But before I break it all down, I think it's better off I show you the video. Let's go straight into the video that first put Iyke in the middle of this whole storm. More details after the break.
Not be mitigated. Our pleas. A woman can't raise a man. I know women in this place right now that eye me. You can't. You're not built for it. A single mother cannot raise a man properly. You need a man influence, a male influence. Go get your brother that's doing well, or your father, or even a man that you trust. There has to be a male presence in it. Because women are naturally built to nurture, to love, you know, and then what you're going to raise is a very weak man. Okay? It's going to be everything like the man that left you. Okay. Because that's the concept of manhood, you understand. You need somebody that will discipline him, tell him no as often times as possible, put him in the grind. I'll give you, again, I like to draw illustrations. I was at a beach in the south of France once, and my son, before then, he's never seen me this way. You know, that growing up bonding thing. He was playing with a bunch of kids, some white kids, bigger than him. And well, I think he got tired. My son is a horrible footballer. I don't know what gave him the idea, because he's half black, he can play football. So they dribbled the hell out of my son. He got sick of being dribbled and he went to grab the ball. It was his ball. Now the white kids don't want him to leave with the ball, so they took the ball back. There was a scuffle. From the corner of my eyes, I saw when he pushed him down. So he left and rushed back to me. The parents of those kids were all lined up alongside me, right? So he came back to me crying. I didn't even act like I knew him. I didn't even turn. So he dragged my short like, I said, I don't know. Yeah, man. But there's nothing. And bro, he was 4 years old. He was about 4. I said, this is not open. This was my test of my genius now, to see if he's going to, measure up. So he dragged my shorts a bit. She was from the corner of my eye rushing. That is the natural propensity of a woman, to go aid him, to pick. And I told her, don't you dare come near him. This is a conversation between two men. Just go back to what you're doing. And she was, now this is where you have to have somebody that follows you, that respects your leadership. She stepped back and watched. He sat down in the sand, cried a bit, and then these kids were taking off with his ball to the other side of the beach. So he went back and war ensued, 4 against 1. Well, needless to say, he was the one that's better than I've been teaching martial art. So all this martial art taught you, what is it for? So he went in there, kicked some ass real quick, pushed down the biggest kid, grabbed his ball.
All right, now you've seen it with your own eyes, right? Iyke did not mince words when he said, and I quote, "A single mother cannot raise a man properly." Stress and emphasis on the word properly. According to him, no matter how strong a woman is, she cannot provide the male presence and toughness a boy needs to grow into a real man. He even narrated a story from France where he allowed his own son to face bullying alone at the beach just to toughen the boy up. As expected, those remarks set the internet on fire. Of course, Iyke is a star, so he needs to set it on fire. Thousands of single mothers and people raised by them flooded social media with reactions. Some called him insensitive, others defended him, saying he was only speaking a harsh truth. But whichever side you stand on, one thing is clear: Jim Iyke touched a nerve in the society, and the backlash has not been small. Okay, some of you are still waiting and asking what brought Gideon Iyke into the whole thing, right? Now, while the dust of that controversy was still heavy, another battlefront opened. This time, it was with his colleague, Gideon Iyke, a junior colleague, I suppose. Now, the feud or the beef between Gideon Iyke and Jim Iyke is not a brand new one, but recent events dragged it back into the spotlight. They say talk, they bring talk, Abi. All right. Gideon alleged that during the filming of one of Jim Iyke's productions, he suffered a serious injury that left him with 2 stitches and took him 3 months to fully recover. He claimed that he got no support from Jim Iyke or his production team, and he demanded that Nollywood bodies take safety on set more seriously. Now, that alone would have been enough to spark up arguments, but then Gideon went further, attacking Jim Iyke's latest film, Sin, the First Kill. He claimed that the film's reported budget of $2.5 million, nearly close to 9 billion naira, was a complete waste and an embarrassment. He accused Jim Iyke of misleading Prime Video, of mismanaging funds, and even demanded that he should return the money. People are funny. In a long social media rant, Gideon did not hold back. He called Jim Iyke names, described him as a waste pipe, really, and said Nollywood deserved better accountability. Now, for many, it was shocking. 2 actors tearing each other apart publicly in front of the world. So this went too far, but something happened afterwards. After 1 or 2 trolls and all, Gideon Iyke, after many months, decided to tender a formal apology to Jim Iyke. Of course, he has to respect his older colleagues in the industry. You don't just come out from nowhere and rant from left to right. Without much ado, let me drop the video of the apology so that we'll move on from there. More details after the break.
What's up, everybody out there? Trust everyone is keeping well and doing great. From wherever you're watching, my name is Gideon Iyke, and I have a message for you. I call this Radio No Wahala because everything senge menge. In the past few months leading up to a year now, you may have seen or heard me in a professional squabble with a man you all know by the stage name as Jim Iyke. For the benefit of my family, fans, friends, colleagues, and partners, I'd like to use the avenue of this video post to make absolutely clear that the misunderstanding, beef, or professional differences between myself and Jim Iyke are hereby squashed. I must admit that I made some inflammatory remarks about Jim Iyke in the public domain, which may have put him and his business in libelous jeopardy. To that end, I publicly and I humbly apologize to Jim Iyke for statements that were rather bogus and unfounded. Now that said, Jim Iyke has a powerful action series which I am featured in by the title Sin, First Kill. The first installment of that series has just been released on Prime Video globally, streaming worldwide. I'm also aware of the soon-to-be released second installment of the same title by Jim Iyke in a matter of days. Now here's what I've got to say.
Welcome back. You've just watched the video of Gideon's apology. Yes, after all the harsh words, after all the heavy accusations, he came out to publicly beg for peace. He claimed that his anger came from pain, from his personal experience, and from a desire to see Nollywood improve. Oh, really? He even alleged that his life was threatened in the process, but he still chose to step back. His apology might have been accepted by some, but for others, the question remains, if the accusations were true, then why withdraw them so easily? And if they were not true, then why raise them so loudly in the first place? Yes, quite controversial, yeah? At the center of it all, Jim Iyke remains very calm, refusing to go back and forth the way many might have expected. Some call that maturity, but others say it is a kind of strategy. Of course, silence is a strategy. So in either ways, I'm going to commend Mike for keeping silent, for not engaging in for not engaging Gideon Okeke in the social media rants. Although we are yet to know what he says in his inner circle, but publicly, I applaud Mike for that silence, for whatever reason, whether professionalism or for strategic purposes. In my opinion, this saga says a lot about Nollywood and about us as a society. On one hand, Mike's parenting philosophy may sound very harsh, but it forces us to ask, how much influence does fatherhood really carry in shaping young men? On the other hand, Gideon's outburst reveals the deep cracks in the Nollywood industry. Budget inflation, safety standards, and the lack of industry accountability, if it is true. So, whether you love Mike or hate his methods, whether you support Gideon Okeke's fight or dismiss it as a sort of bitterness or jealousy, one thing is undeniable. Nollywood is at a crossroad. Trust me, the industry must choose between brushing issues under the carpet or facing them head on before they explode even further. The Actors Guild of Nigeria, AGN, must tackle these issues more abruptly. That is what I feel. And that leaves us with one final question. Is Mike truly a victim of overreaction and envy, or is he the mirror reflecting uncomfortable truths we don't want to confront? You decide, because you are my lovely viewers. So, without much ado, if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell, and drop your thoughts in the comment section. Share this video because this conversation is far from over. Until next time, see you.